So Justin, from your experience as well as from all the conversations you've been having with leaders across the CPG industry, what do you see as the direct-to-consumer opportunity? This seems to be a big buzzword. We're hearing everybody talk about it. So what do you really see happening in the space?
Yeah, no doubt. As you think about the consumer goods industry, which is what we're here talking about today, multiple routes to market have evolved very quickly, especially over the last couple of years. So you have your traditional selling through a retailer, you have selling through wholesalers to retailers to customers, you have direct-to-consumer, and you have all kinds of different hybrid models that are evolving and coming to life for the industry. The direct-to-consumer option is an interesting one, right? So for the most part, consumer goods brands typically don't have the opportunity to sell directly their product to an actual end customer. And so with a D2C platform, that's allowing you to do that. It's offering you the channel by which you can take smaller orders from end consumers and then deliver that to those consumers through a direct-to-consumer mechanism.
Absolutely. And why do you see CPG so excited about this entire model?
Well, when you sell through retailers, it's really hard to get access to, for example, the data on who's buying your product. As you can imagine, you might get point of sale data from a retailer, a major grocery store, for example, that tells you what sold in the store. And that's good. That's nice to know what sold and which locations and what was even part of a basket, right? From the point of sale data or from shopper or syndicated data. But when you go through direct-to-consumer, you have first-party data. So typically I know who you are, where you're located, what you've bought before, what you might want to buy in the future. I can personalize that experience for you. And I really own the brand promise with the end customer.
Oh, absolutely. I think, just resonating what you're saying, we're hearing a lot of that from our customers as well in the CPG space. It's all about, personalized first-party data as against aggregated data that you get from a retailer or a marketplace. So clearly, that's the big promise out there, the ability to build unique bundle packs, drive loyalty, drive more experiences, build unique promotions, and obviously new product introductions, new variants, new flavors. Those are all the big themes that we are hearing as well. So absolutely happy to hear that from you. But then, that also brings up the other question that given the massive promise that this opportunity holds of direct-to-consumer,
right?
Why isn't it picked up in a bigger way?
Yeah, so let's use an example. If you buy peanut butter at the store, peanut butter in a nice container, I buy usually the one that's about this big, right? And it's pretty heavy, right? I also buy soda. I like drinking diet soda. And a 2 liter of Pepsi Max or a 2 liter of Coke Zero weighs a lot. Can you imagine shipping that to an end customer, right? It's expensive. It's going to turn your business model upside down because you're not going to make enough money to pay for that if that's all they order. Yep. And so if you think about direct-to-consumer platforms and direct-to-consumer mechanisms, you're making that distribution, logistics, and delivery process efficient for the brand and also enabling returns. Now, in the food and beverage industry, you're not going to see a lot of returns, but there are occasions that you see it in that space. But when you get into things like fashion, apparel, health, beauty, which are other segments of consumer goods, you do see a higher return rate, and that drives costs in the supply chain.
Absolutely. I think definitely resonating with what we're hearing as the biggest challenges, right? I mean, the common theme we hear talking to supply chain executives and brand managers at these big CPG companies is we are not used to fulfilling in eaches, right?
That's
We're
right.
great at fulfilling in pallets and cases, shipping to a retailer, shipping to a marketplace, but we're not great at doing fulfilling in eaches. We break the consumer journey into too many pieces. We don't know how to handle the returns.
Yep.
We're a little worried about the fraud aspects. Will people just call in and say that the product was broken or the package was broken, even though it was not, just because they're able to get a refund out of us? And fundamentally, those are all pieces that we're not able to offer a seamless, personalized experience to our consumers.
That's right.
When we want to, that's kind of holding DTC back.
That's absolutely correct. If you all haven't worked in the consumer goods space, when a retailer orders product from a major brand like a Kellogg's or a Heineken or a Coke or Pepsi or Mars, they order by the case or by the pallet with cases on it. So in order to deliver for direct-to-consumer, I don't need a case. I just want one or two. And so you have to break that case into eaches, right? Yep. And so that's often a difficult model to manage and fulfill when you're used to moving cases and pallets around warehouses and distribution centers. And so when you think about direct to consumer, you got to consider everything from how you get an order, how you handle payment, how you handle the selection of products you're going to offer, the delivery mechanism, and then how do you engage with that customer over time to keep them coming back for more.
Absolutely. I think you've really hit the nail on the head. There is a massive opportunity here for big CPG companies to take advantage of capturing more first-party data. But at the same point of time, there are challenges around enabling the right consumer journey, and more importantly, the right fulfillment processes around and ensuring an end-to-end experience from the consumer's perspective.
Yeah, I'll just say this. So you all probably know by our sitting here that Infosys is a great partner of ours, especially in the retail and consumer goods space. And you have a solution for this, right?
Absolutely.
And I mean, part of why we're here is to talk about that. So why don't you share a little bit about the Equinox solution?
Absolutely, right? So I think, we kind of see that as our responsibility between Amazon and Infosys, working with all of the large CPG companies around the world. We kind of see it as our responsibility to help you with solutions around the space, particularly given the technology and business capabilities that we can bring to the table. So what we want to talk about here today is a direct-to-consumer managed offering that we want to bring to the table. It's a combined offering between Infosys and Amazon, where we can enable the consumer journey on our industry-leading Infosys Equinox commerce platform, working with the brand to drive the catalog, the pricing, the promotions the way you want it, but enabling all the operational, the activity, the IT activities through the Infosys network, and then taking those orders, collecting the payments using the Amazon Pay mechanisms that already exist, the gateway mechanisms already exist, as well as then routing those orders to Amazon for fulfillment, leveraging the Buy with Prime or the multi-channel fulfillment capabilities that a large number of CPG companies are already taking advantage of with Amazon. So the way we want to think about this is, if you think about the end-to-end journey in three pieces, right? There's the shopping experience, there's the fulfillment experience, and then there's the data and analytics piece around it. Between Amazon and Infosys, two great partners to most CPG companies around the world, we want to be able to offer you an end-to-end managed experience where you have one partner, one hand to shake to be able to deliver this end-to-end experience, giving you the flexibility to focus on driving more business for yourself, leaving the operational blocking and tackling to our combined team to give you an end-to-end service.
Yeah, I would just add on to that we've already solved for those elements that Kunal just listed: pay, delivery, handling returns, and then the platform to take orders and process orders. You don't have to piece part it together. And I think that's what's really the interesting value proposition with this type of solution, is providing a composable solution with the different elements from both AWS and broader Amazon that really help enable not only the opportunity to take orders for direct to consumer, but helping to maintain an excellent customer experience at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So I think this is looking like a very powerful proposition that we're bringing to market together.
Yeah, the thing, as we're closing down, I would just say many of our customers are already using this. So this isn't something that's just a neat idea or a cool idea that you're going to see in a couple months. It's already in place today. So as you're thinking about and evaluating commerce platforms, I'd encourage you to reach out and ask how it's being done today, and what have others learned from it, and how can our customers share with you some of their best practices.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Justin.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next.
Always a pleasure.
Do it again.
Yes.